stream for FFG Classics. So this is round 9, and tonight's races are going to be in, let me get up here really quick. So it's going to be in Silverstone and then in Brazil in the 1992 Williams. So I think it's going to be an absolutely immense car. And it's going to be a very good race. I think that's the year. So at the minute, we have PRS Roro, who is actually top of the league at the minute on 179 points. In second place is MTBGuy, which is Harry. He's on 170. And Senna is in third place on 160. That's not too bad for missing 2 weeks racing. That's 4 races and a lot of points. So it just goes to show that P had a huge advantage. And then it's a massive jump down, unfortunately, then for Damo in 4th place on 78 points, with JBR Jones in 5th place on 57, with Digital then in 6th place on 55, and then DC is on 44 in 7th place. J Morley's 35 and 8, Welch is 33 and 9th, and then Liam and Fisher are both on 10. And this car around this track is just going to be so tricky. So we're just going to stay on with whoever's on pole for the qualifying, guys. So Roro's running, obviously the least aero. How does he take the first corner? That's Harry then into the lead. Roro second, Senna is in third at the moment. Look at them up in fourth, fair play to him. So Roro and Senna are swapping positions as expected. I did expect JBR Jones to be up further. Maybe he has cut the corner and his left wing is not going to be valid now. So Harry seems to be steadily going away there with Senna steadily in second. JBR Jones is now up to second nearly. Third, wow. Okay. JBR Jones is now up to second. He's after jumping Senna there around that corner now. Maggots and Beckett's is going to be the one to catch these guys out. Harry is absolutely flying here. It's a lovely line there. Right onto the apex. So here we are going through Maggots and Beckett's now. So this can either win or lose races as well as your positions. Senna's back up in the second here, so that's going to be a great fight for Senna and JBR Jones. There's probably not even a tenth between them here. I'm going to stay on with Harry. It looks like Harry has the better of it. Oh! JBR Jones and Senna aren't that far behind Harry. So coming across the line here now, it looks like Harry has got pole. And Jones just got second with Senna in third, Roro 4th, DC 5th and Damo in 6th place. So, told you they always get it wrong. So we have Harry in pole. And then JBR Jones, obviously all his sweating that he's been doing, I see through the Discords anyway, he's been on practicing a lot. It's definitely worked for him there. 0.2 off Harry, so Harry wasn't as far as I was expecting him to be, especially being a man that loves this track. Alright, that's going to be definitely an interesting one here now. So who got the fastest sector 1? Jeez, Harry was a mile up in sector 1, so he must have lost time. Yeah, he lost time in sector 2 then to Jones. And sector 3, he was that bit faster. Interesting. Damo was in 6th. Should look fair play to him. At least to go over the line, that's the main thing. So onto the race now is going to be very, very interesting. So at the minute I think they're just adjusting the fuel that they're going to carry for the race, and then obviously doing any fine tuning on the settings that they can to possibly help with tyre wear, because most of the time in these classics there's no there is no pit stops really unless you get damage, because in the classic cars just the tyres are so good wearing that they can go the full race distance without having to change. So it really is all down to, can they keep it from crashing into someone, can they not drop it, or especially around going through some of the corners here like Maggots and Beckett's. You catch the curb there, you're going to be going backwards fairly quickly. So yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting, to say the least. So the race is going to be starting now in less than 20 seconds. Yeah, it's a hard race to call. Obviously, Harry has gone on pole. It doesn't necessarily mean he's going to win the race. It depends really on how good the setup is over a race distance, the overheat tyres, etc. like that as well, and how consistent is he. So this is the formation lap. It's not the race start. So they're going to do one lap to warm up the tyres. As you see there, predicted stop strategy is a 0 stop, and the only way they'd ever do a 1 stop is if there was any damage, being realistically. Or if there's a safety car either, it would be a good time to put on fresh tyres and get that extra bit of lap time and performance. Those Williams cars are beautiful. Yeah, I think that was the year that Nigel Mansell had won his championship actually with Williams. It was 1992 in this car. He had a few epic battles with Ayrton Senna that year as well. So does anyone else want to try call this race? And this corner here is always very tough as well. If you get that wrong, you definitely run wide, and you will get time penalties for running wide and going off track for track limits. Harry is actually going much slower than I would have thought. Swerving there, getting the heat into tyres, picking up a fair bit of dust off the racing line as well, as you see. That won't be good for his tyres either for traction. You need to try to stay on the racing line here, otherwise when you're off the line it does get your tyres dirty and you do have a less grip. Although at this stage it doesn't really make too much of a difference. So now the cars are coming around to line up onto the grid for the first race of round 9 here in Silverstone, and after this then we will be having another race. There will be a 5-minute break and there will be a reverse grid. And as I was saying there, our second race is in Brazil, which is actually an unreal track, so very very fast. Right, so here we go guys. The lights will be going on any time now, and normally it takes about 3 seconds when they go off after. Oh, the cars are off straight away. Harry's after getting a fantastic drive off there. Doesn't look like any wheel spin. Looks like Damo has gone on the... Oh, DC got on the grass there. So Harry's after getting through, not a problem there. JBR Jones stayed at second. Rower and Senna are swapping places there. So it looks like Senna has kept Roro at bay. A little bit of sideways action there with him. So what Harry needs to do is try to get a much better drive out of here. Don't be throwing anyone down the straights and keep that advantage that he has. So at the minute DC is now on the back foot. Obviously finishing last is not too bad. You'll start the next race in first place with the reverse grid, but you do have to finish. So Senna is sitting there nicely behind, and Roro is a little bit off him, so he's a little bit of breathing room, but then again there is a tow here and there's not that much between them. I thought Harry would have pulled a little bit more out by now. It's staying steady in around the 6/10. This is a great view here of the drivers. So yeah, Harry and JBR Jones are fairly close together. There's not much in them really at this minute, and JBR Jones will be getting a nice tow there, and you can see there he's after pulling just over a tenth, nearly. Wow, he's after pulling a massive amount of time there, 2/10 there. Fair play to him. Roro is all over the back now of Senna also. No, he was. He's after dropping off quick. So you clearly see Harry has gotten the fast lap. Oh, I was thinking that. So the timing, as usual, likes to go a bit weird. Sorry about this, guys. I know that Senna in third place, not second. So I'm just going to stay on Harry here at the minute, guys, while the timing decides to sort itself out. I don't know why Senna is jumping up there. Just a weirdo design you have in your head there, Harry. Ah, there we go. JBR Jones back up there now. So in this league as well, the corner cutting is on. It's like a casual. It's normal basically. It's not on strict, so the guys can use a bit more of the carbs with it. There is no steering assist or no braking assist. There's no pit assist or anything like that here. They are allowed to have maximum medium traction and ABS if they do need it. So the guys are actually quite spread out, but all it takes is for one little mistake here, guys, and that's somebody dropping down the order. JBR Jones is after putting in the fastest second sector. So let's see, does he go for the fastest lap? So Harry seems to have everyone covered at the minute. So Harry's gone for another fast lap there, 138.767. JBR Jones, he's doing enough just to be sitting there. He just needs to hope that Harry makes one little blunder, and he will definitely take advantage of that. And I think Senna's the same, really. Fairly on par. Roro's dropped off a bit now. The good thing about these cars, any actual overtaking will be from them doing it, not from DRS. There is no aids here. It's all about how good you are about catching the car in front and making that move. On here with Senna now. Roro's starting to drop off quite a bit. It's not good for his championship battle at the minute, as he is in first place at the minute in the Classics League, running in fourth, and Harry's in second place, who's in the lead, and Senna, who's in third, is sitting in third in the race as well. And JBR Jones is making his presence felt here now as well. So the last thing Senna and Roro need is having Jones up there ahead of them. Nicely spread out. DC is actually all over the back of Damo. We'll have a look on here, see can he get the move done on Damo. I know this is only for 6th place, but or 5th place. Damo's taking a very, very, very aggressive defensive line, but he's left himself way too slow there on the exit. Harry with another fastest lap there, 136.8 or 689. So that's DC having that job done anyway. All a little bit of something else to look at. Oh, JBR Jones made a massive mistake there. Senna is just about. Oh, this might be a little battle that we didn't expect. JBR Jones running wide there. He just must have lost it there, as we're seeing him right into the back of Senna. Very defensive straight away, trying to block Senna from getting the toe there as well. Senna's going to be smart. He's going to wait through Maggots and Beckett to try to get down that back straight. Senna is taking a much nicer line through there. He's going to have a better drive out of that corner. Now he's all down to trying to get that toe in. He's getting a huge toe by the looks of it. Will it be enough? Not this time round anyway. The only thing as well, when you're driving behind somebody this close for so long as well, you do lose a little bit of aero, and you can definitely feel that in the grip of the car. I'm just wondering, is Senna noticing that there through the slower corners? This is only great news for Harry, especially if JBR Jones makes a mistake, puts himself under pressure behind him. He's going to lose time then to Harry in front. And big lock up there by Jones as well. So Senna's getting the toe. He's a bit too far back for this. He's probably hoping through Maggins and Beckett's get that bit closer next time round. Roro's the full length of the straightaway now. Roro's dropped off quite a bit. Not specifically too bad for the reverse when he'll start in third then, with the two slower guys then ahead of him, so that could only be good for him then if it is that it stays like this for Brazil. Poor old Harry's just having a chill out race up in front there, not a lot of fun. Might as well have a fag there and a cup of tea. This is where I was at now. What can Senna do here? Through Maggins and Beckett to set himself up just to get that toe. He's taking a much tighter line there. Yeah, he's a lot further back this time round. He's lost a fair bit in the intersection there. So we're halfway through. It doesn't look like the positions are going to change unless somebody makes an error realistically. So that's everyone's point of view on Bottas moving to Alfa Romeo. How soon did he reckon that it's going to be announced for George Russell? I'm hoping sooner rather than later Russell is announced into myself personally. It's a massive question mark over who gets that Williams seat for next season. As much as I'd like Alex Albon back in, I just don't think he's ever going to be a champion. So I don't think he will get that chance realistically again unless Red Bull put him into the Alpha or the AlphaTauri seat, which I do not see happening either. So I think Alex Albon is going to be a reserve driver from now on. I'd be shocked to see him back in the sport, to be quite honest, especially with Mercedes powering off that. So with Mercedes powering off the Williams seat, I just can't see anyone else really other than a Mercedes driver getting that seat. Interesting to see all the same. I would like to see Stoffel Van Dorn back in Formula 1. I know he wasn't saying no to my return to it. Or Nick de Vries either, obviously the Formula E champion who is a Mercedes driver. That would be quite an interesting one also. Harry really has the pace of everyone here covered. I have a feeling he's not going flat out either. He's just taking his time, even though he has been banging in fastest lap after fastest lap. I'm sure he hasn't really pushed it in. He'll wait till the very end and bang in on the last lap and the fastest lap. So Silverstone is kind of one of these tracks once people get into the groove, unless there's a mistake made, there's not much you can do in regards overtaking unless someone's out of position. And to be honest with you, it looks like everyone's in the position they're meant to be in now. Harry is pulling away lap by lap on these guys, slowly but surely, a few tenths each time. And Senna is staying in around the second mark of JB or Jones now. I just have a feeling Senna just doesn't have the answer for Jones. Obviously, as I always say, I could be wrong because I normally am. But it'll be quite interesting to see. In regards season 2, we have a few ideas popping about, so we're going to be testing an idea, as I was saying to you, earlier on next week in our race in Zandvoort and Japan. So in each race they're allowed to use one of the 2010 cars, so you've got the choice of either Red Bull, a McLaren or Ferrari. Each driver has to choose their cars and send it to me, and then on the race day I'll announce what cars use. So it's kind of strategic because each track is very, very different. I'm not going to go into too much of what they are because I don't want to be telling people what the driver giving hints, but obviously which cars handle better, what track would you use that on, and which car is the best straight line speed, and what track would you use it on. Stuff like that. Each car is, even though they're both all from the, sorry, the three of them are from the same season, they have massive difference in characteristics. So it'll be interesting to see that kind of dynamic. If it works as well as we're expecting it to work, that could be the basis for every race. That there's two cars to choose from, but they have to choose which car in each race pre-race to me, and it gets announced before the race then. Just to kind of spice things up a bit and add that extra bit into it. I have to say one thing, I'm impressed with the guys how far they're pulling away from the likes of Roro, DC and SNRC Demo. JBR Jones is absolutely flying along. I didn't give that guy credit enough before the race. I did expect Senna to be flying away in second place, and I'm sure Senna would love to be, but he just doesn't have the answer at the minute, and he's starting to drop off more and more from JBR Jones. So Pete is pulling back a little bit there now on JBR Jones with that little minute mistake, should I say. But as you see there, Jones is kind of pulling back out a bit on that. So we're going to jump on and have a look at a few of the other guys there, because they're not getting much of a mention. Obviously Roro being from Netherlands there, all in orange. The Max Verstappen fan, obviously. He would have been absolutely buzzing now after the race there on Sunday in Zandvoort in the Netherlands with Max Verstappen winning. There was just nothing but a sea of orange, and Tiesto absolutely hopping his music out of it as well. It was luckily probably the best Grand Prix. I think that's the one they're going to book next year. Zandvoort has looked so much fun. Especially the atmosphere with all the music with Tiesto and everything like that as well. It just looked like a party central place. Definitely the most exciting Grand Prix I've seen in a while. Off track even, never mind on track, it was off track more, so definitely looks like fan heaven. So DC's been quite not slow, he's just been very quiet in this race. He's obviously picking up his speed now, but unfortunately for him it is what it is. But good old Damo was reliable as ever, always finishing the race. So Senna is that little bit closer to Jones this time. It looks like Senna has a better drive coming out here. Can he do much with it? He's definitely closer, but I don't think he's going to be close enough for a move this time round. But through maggots and better kicks now, if he puts the pressure on, he could force a mistake with JBR Jones here. This will be quite interesting. Can he get much more closer? He's about 0.6 of a second off now. 0.5. He's definitely got a much better drive out of there. It's maggots and Beckett's now. That's what he needs to be looking at. He's after losing a slight bit of time there. Let me know what Senna showed here now. Senna just needs to get the drive out here on that throttle now, flat out. Oh, a bit sideways is not going to help him. He's a lot closer this time. I don't think he's going to be able to get the move done though. By the time he's catching him, he's going to be about on the brakes there, and there's nowhere for him to go. Right on his tail though. Oh! If JBR Jones running wide, this could give Senna a nice little chance here. He's putting the pressure on. JBR Jones is showing signs of feeling it. Oh! Pete's after dropping it there, but he's kept going. So Pete's after ruining it himself there. He's after going too sideways on the exit of that corner. Too throttle happy, and yeah, has dropped off now to within nearly a second off again. Just as it was getting exciting, unfortunately, but now Senna's coming back at him a little bit. Oh, he's dropped off now. I just was getting excited there. Well, here with Harry now as he's doing another purple sector by the looks of it. Looks like Harry's having a quite simple drive really. He's not overdriving the car, as you see there. He's quite smooth with everything. Quite smooth with the throttle application and the brakes. He's tidy and he's definitely up on this now. That's another fastest sector. Senna is just too far off there. Harris, it looks like he's going to pump in under the fastest lap. And Harry drives with 0 assist or assist. That's another fastest lap there, 127.7. And with that there, no ABS, no traction control, no assist with Harry. As you can hear him nearly locking up there, just as it was starting to lock up, he let off there, buddy. Senna and JBR Jones are teasing me as if there's something happening when there isn't. Rower's having a lonely race this time around, but he's in pretty much prime position with his pace compared to DC and Damo. So I'm fairly sure now in the next race in Brazil he'll be fairly confident there. Although how twitchy these cars are, Senna is definitely getting closer again. Senna, don't do this to me, don't get me hopes up. 2 years now have to battle this last lap. Just can Senna do this? That was lovely. .7 of a second between them at the minute. That should drop down a little bit with the toe, but it's not going to drop down by enough. So this last lap now, JBR Jones just needs to keep his head on. Senna needs to not be making any errors. And with that there, he is... looks like he's getting closer, but it's hard to tell. Yeah, it doesn't look like so. I'm going to stay on with Harry now for the last lap and watch the race leader bring it in before we have our little break before race 2 in Brazil, which is going to be reverse grid with the essentially Damo starting on pole, BC second, Roro third, from it looks like Senna in 4th, JBR in 5th, and Harry then in 6th place. A massive difference of pace there from Harry. I'm surprised Roro was as far off this time. I'm wondering, did he have any issues? I've never seen Roro that far back before, so I'm just wondering, is there a setup issue or something like that? It could be any damage either now, who knows? I've got Harry here now through Maggots and Beckett's. Not a bad race for Harry, 6.5 seconds clear of JBR Jones. And Senna then right behind him fighting till the very end. So here we have it, guys, the first race is now over. So this is another win for Harry. He's been having a strong last few races. And JBR Jones, a fantastic second by JBR, with Senna up in 3rd going into the gravel. Roro down to be 4th place. DC 5th, and then Damo will be 6th. Great racing by all, just unfortunately there was a massive difference in pace through the whole field. Hopefully the next race now in Brazil will be much better in the terms of more closeness between the top 5-6 drivers there. So yeah, very well done to Harry. I'll try to get Harry, JBR and Senna in now for a quick chat while we are waiting then on the second race. Welcome to the party there. If you don't mind us throwing in your audio, please, Harry. Driver today to you as well.
Yeah, what
What's the story? Congratulations. That looked like quite a simple race for you, to be quite honest, mate.
Yeah, just took it easy. Stayed consistent. Uh, Once I cleared the 2.5 second gap, I just switched it into lean, kept it nice and simple.
Nice.
Yeah, last couple of laps I whacked it up and thought, sod it, might as well see what sort of lap time I can get, So, yeah, it was
Yeah, I noticed
pretty
that the
simple
lap
race.
times are going. I actually felt bad for you. I thought there was going to be a lot more fighting, but I'm actually more surprised Roro had just no pace in him in this race.
Yeah,
Normally he's up there fighting with you and Senna, and JBR Jones is a massive jump into it. I'm actually surprised with how quick he was.
yeah, I think.
But then again, he is playing it every night.
Oh yeah, this car is one of the ones that you get a massive advantage if you turn your traction control off and ABS off. So I know a few of the guys aren't running that. So yeah, I think that's why JBR had an edge over some people. But no, it was nice to see someone else on the podium, rather than the same
Yeah, it
old
was
three.
nice.
But yeah, and it creates that bigger gap for me between Senna and Roro, so I'm happy.
And how are you feeling about Brazil starting from last? I know this is a track me and you do love this, so I know it's going to be quite fun for you.
Yeah, like you said, you know full well this is a strong track for me. So I think
Yeah,
stay out of the way, keep it clean, let the other guys fight it out, and wait for my opportunities, and then yeah, should be decent.
it's definitely going to be good. Obviously it's trying to clear the likes of Damo and that. Not that I think Damos normally gets out of everyone's way, but just in case, yeah, it's such fast tracks here, and it just takes you catching someone up too fast, and the wing's gone as well. So
Oh yeah,
obviously you'll have your wits about you for the first lap or two anyway.
oh for sure.
I'm just going to call it what JBR. Oh, go on.
Yeah, yeah, I was gonna say just yeah, Damo's quite good at leaving the space when he knows there's no point in fighting. I mean, he'll still defend on the first lap. We all know he will, but he's quite good, so I haven't got to worry so much about him. I think the
He done great
others,
defending last week.
yeah, with Senna and Jones in front of me, and Roro for that matter, those three are certainly going to give me a challenge to get round. So hopefully, yeah,
Definitely.
I can just keep it clean, wait for the opportunity, let them fight it out, and slip past without too much issue.
Oh, definitely. I'm just reading there because JBR said he doesn't have a mic on him. He just said he had good pace in the car. He made one mistake early on. He just tried to maintain the gap to Senna, which wasn't easy. And he just tried not to fuck it up, as he said.
Yeah, I noticed that he dropped time because he was sticking with me, and I was like, oh, okay, he's not going to be as easy to shake as I thought. I mean, I weren't, mega pushing it, but I weren't exactly taking it easy for the first few laps. But he dropped, I think it was like half a second on one lap. So I thought, all right,
What
cool.
happened?
Yeah,
Coming out of sector one into sector two, coming onto the first kind of main straight. He just ran wide and nearly lost it. He just kind of lost the rear with traction and had to run really, really wide. And Senna nearly got by him, but he kept in front of Senna.
uh,
Then went down into the next bend for the hard left into the hard right.
yeah, it's just not a nice section in these cars. It's quite nasty, but yeah, you get it right, and it feels pretty good. But no, man, it's fair play to
Definitely.
him. He got himself the podium. He still kept it in second. I thought Senna might have had him at one point when he made that mistake. I think there was less than point 0.2 in it at one point. So, but no,
Yeah.
Brazil should be interesting. I know Jones has got pace, and I know Senna. He's not liking the car so much, but I know this track he can. Once he locks it in, he's pretty quick. So it should be good to
Yeah.
watch.
I think it's going to be very, very interesting for the next one, and especially like after this race with the way the points are, you're now the championship leader at the minute.
Yeah, I should with the. Well, I hope so. Anyway, so I think it's depending on how Pete and Roro do in this race. If both of them manage to get on the podium, then it's certainly going to come to the final. I think.
Hmm.
So
It's going to be
yeah,
interesting, I think.
should be a good one. Should be a good one. But it's the 2020 cars, and they're the closest we can get to the modern thing. So
Yeah.
yeah, should be a decent fight, I reckon. But I'm not exactly feeling confident about it.
We'll see how it goes.
Picking myself up a little bit there.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, my place, especially on this game, around Zanfort and Japan. Yeah, I love.
Yeah, you're very slow.
Love.
You're very slow.
Wow. Alright, mate. Wow. Yeah,
I can't let you have it all your own way.
no, of course not. No.
I can't be that nice. And now Senna's joining in. Is Senna going to start bragging?
You'll have to start proving that on track, Colm, rather than hiding behind a mic, mate.
Mate, if I could, I would be out there racing.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Well, sure, the joys of it. Do you want to go get ready for the next race then? If Senna wants to have a quick word, I'll have a quick word with him. If not, I'll let you sort out the next race there.
Lobby's ready.
Oh, grand. So look, it's up to yourself then. Whenever you want to tell the guys to start it, mate, it's up to you as you're obviously running the...
We'll see what Pete's got to say quick.
Not a lot, unfortunately. It's not my car, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I have to say one thing, man. I'm very disappointed in you. I'm not upset with you, I'm just disappointed.
Axe to the heart. Oh.
Yeah, well, I have to say, because I was expecting more out of Pete today, especially with the championship on the line, and he's sitting in third place at the minute.
Championship's gone. That was gone, man. But,
Dude, when you say that, but it only takes a DNF. I can't afford to drop any more points.
No,
but also
neither can you, admittedly. But
no,
yeah,
no,
it's
it's
in
my
the same position. One of us gets a DNF, then yeah, that could be the make of it. But I mean, Roro's still there. All right, this race dropped him a bit, but he's still there.
Well, I think
causing issues.
So I think he's obviously got 3 races to improve. I think it was a life standards. He was on 181, and I think you're on 187 now. But obviously he can still improve his performances, which is he's still got a potential of sort of to trying to think what he's got over the things. So he had a lot of 10s. So yes, he can still improve by I think 15 points. So it's,
I mean, that's over a race.
Yeah,
that's a race for points. So
yeah, I think he would to do that. He would have to do a clean sweep, kind of like he did in the last one. They'll win with fastest lap and driver of the day. But of course, obviously that's 15. The gap's only 6. So it's but of course, obviously every round how he counts. And as for myself going forward, where Burrow's kind of he's got the points in the bag, but he's they're banked. But he's just got to try and improve on those third places that he's had.
Right, lads, you just want to go get ready for the next race there?
Yep.
And I'm sure I'll be talking to 1 or 2 years after this again.
we'll catch up after.
Oh, there's a few guys.
See you in a bit.
So, as you heard from the horse's mouth there, definitely Harry's confident going on to Brazil. Senna is not liking this car as much as he would like to, I suppose, but it is what it is. Let's see where Roro is. I'm not used to not talking to Roro. Normally Roro's in the top 3 as well. So JBR, you're doing a great job there, but yeah. Blocking 1 the top 3 out. Can you do it again? So it's going to be interesting to see can JBR keep up what he's been doing. And obviously what has Roro's answer going to be now in Brazil. Senna, I'm sure, is actually quite tasty around here as well as Harry. Just depends. I know Senna is struggling with this car, but then again, he has had a 2-week break from racing classics, which doesn't sound like a lot of time, but definitely in this game, it's an awful lot as they use different cars every week. So let's see how it goes. So predictions for this race. Yeah, I like getting them wrong. So I'm going to go for something different. I'm actually going to go the race win. I'm going to go Jones for the race win. I'm going to call Senna second and Harry third. I'm going to call it up, go a bit different with it. I used to shake things up from time to time. So the guys are just taking a minute or two to get their setups done, and once their setups are done, then they'll go directly onto a formation lap. There is no qualifying in this second race, as it is the reverse grid. So the race is now being readied up by Harry, and DC is readied up. Excuse me, my old age. So race starting at just 9:15, which is not too bad for race 2. So again, it's going to probably be a no-stop race unless you get damaged. Damo is now leading the guys around with DC in second, Roro third, Senna is in fourth, Jones is in fifth, and Harry is in sixth place. So the reverse grid, it normally gives other drivers a chance, especially on a different track as well, but also it gives the guys then who were flying away with like the Harry and that, they have now that new challenge of getting by all the other drivers. So for Harry, because he beat everyone by the pace that he did in the last race, will he be able to pull back into the lead from last place? So it's going to be quite interesting. Curious to see how it's going to go, to be quite honest. Damo is really pushing it on his formation lap. He's taking this like a race win. So that corner that is going around there can sometimes cause a bit of sideways, with the camber off that corner then flattening out on the exit. It can really make some cars go very low on the rear and make you spin up those rear tyres. So it's going to be all about throttle preservation in some of these corners. I love Brazil, it's just such a flowing, fast track. You need to be a very aggressive driver to get the most out of this track. It's the same as like the likes of Australia or Austria, and then the likes of Silverstone. You need to be such an aggressive driver on it and really push the car to the max. So let's see what the guys are going to do here. So Harry is coming around there now. He's took his time now to warm up his tyres. I'm really looking forward to this race start. This first turn can be hectic, and also in race it can be hectic with boys trying to dive bomb down the inside. As I remember, it was an Ocon and Max Verstappen a few years ago. Max was in the lead and Ocon went to unlap himself and caused the crash, and years before that Hulkenberg and Hamilton were fighting and crashed. So it looks like DC got the better start of... Okay, that doesn't make any sense there. The timing's all over the place here, guys, at the minute. Oh, who's that after cutting a massive cut there as well? So it looks like Damo was in last place. Is it still Harry's in first? No, Harry's in fifth place. So it looks like DC is in the lead, with Roro in second, Senna in third. Yeah, the time went mad there. Roro is right beside DC here. Went a bit sideways. Senna now has much better traction going on the inside of Roro. There's a bit of room left. Senna's gone the inside way around. Roro now has to concede third place or second place, where third is right on the back of Senna. JBR Jones is right on the back now of Roro, and Harry is on the back of him. So this is going to be a great little train going up the main straight. So Roro's on after a little bit wide, and he's going to leave himself open for the likes of Jones and Senna now. DC is doing a stellar job so far. Senna is getting so close to him here. Senna's definitely with a great toe, and he's getting much better traction. Let's see now how strong the toe is here. Not as strong as I thought here. Good starting lap there by DC. He might have been second last in the last race, but he's definitely showing a bit of pace here. After catching 2 tenths on him now. Senna looks like he's just got a much better drive out of it. Yeah, he's going to go around the outside, I'd say, here. That was a lovely move by Senna. And great racing by DC. Any collision happened there. It's so easy to crash there. And DC's getting the toe. He's definitely going to try pop his nose there, try and make Senna make a little error there. DC's doing a fantastic job there, and he's great defensive line as well, keeping the inside apexes, making Roro try going on the inside there. He's leaving Roro the door open there. He's asking for someone to overtake him there. Great racing so far here, and Jones has Harry all over him also. Jones got this sideways. Harry had to think the better of it. So Senna is starting to pull a little bit of a gap now. Roro is going to be under huge pressure by Jones and by Harry. This is going to be a 3 train into the next corner. Oh! So it looks like Harry is going to try to get down the inside of both of them there. This will be like a move done by Alonso. But he's gotten by JBR Jones and he'll definitely get by Roro here, but it looks like a much better drive out of that corner there. So guys are side by side. Harry has the inside line. It can only go one way, although Roro is not giving up, but Harry is definitely getting it. Roro's run a bit wide there. Going into the next corner here now, what's going to happen? So it looks like Harry has made the job work. And Roro is now in 4th place. DC, I have to say, big shout out to him. Was second last in the last race and is staying steadily in second at the minute. And he's not dropping too far off Senna. Senna needs to get the finger out of his ass and get going, but then again, I know he doesn't like this car. And Harry is absolutely flying, as he did say he would do, so the guy is absolutely saying he's doing what he said. We're just going up through there. Going through the field fairly quickly to be quite honest about it. The Senna is now in second off DC, which is going to be grand, not giving him as much of a tow. A 1:17.018 by Harry, so Harry is definitely flying out there. Fastest lap. Senna had only put in the fastest lap, and straight away Harry took it back. But the good thing with Senna now having Harry being slowed down a little bit by DC is the fact Senna is able to pull a little bit of a gap. But I'm just wondering how much of a gap will he have down by the time. Oh, runs a bit wide. Doesn't look like he lost too much time, but he's definitely lost a few tenths anyway. So he has lost a little bit of time there with that little wide running. DC is doing a fantastic job keeping Harry behind him. Harry is definitely the fastest guy on track at the minute. DC, I will say this, is placing his car right on the apex. He's definitely doing the right idea there. He's not giving the guys any easy moves there. But Harry's going to be smart. Harry's going to wait for the main straight to get that tow. He's right over. Oh, Harry's going to go down the inside here. DC's not going to give up, but Harry definitely has gone in front, so it just means DC now can get the tow off Harry. I'm surprised Harry went for it there. I would have assumed Harry would have went a bit further up. I don't think he's going to get by, is he? Oh no, DC's after dropping it. DC's dropped it there. Jones is after getting by him there now, as well as Roro. Now Roro is all over the back of Harry. That's not what Harry wants to see right behind him, because Roro is fast and consistent as well. And JBR Jones isn't far off, so there's not much between this guys. And Damo hasn't even dropped that far off, so this is definitely a much more closer race. Definitely with the top 4 now involved. Like by far, Harry is the fastest guy on the track. But if there's guys still fighting behind him as well, then it might give Senna that chance just to keep a bit of a breathing space. But Harry is pulling him in at some right knots. This is going to be quite good. Harry is really starting to pull in Senna. All Senna can do is defend like a mofo. A 1:16.7 from 2.9 from Harry there now. The guy is flying. We'll keep an eye now with P. So Senna pulled in, or lost literally a second in just about a lap. That's the huge pace difference at the minute. Huge. To be honest with you, it's looking like Harry's race to lose. He is just absolutely sick out there today. Doesn't look like anyone has an answer for him. I feel so bad for DC. He was racing a great race, defending good in the lines. Just unfortunately dropped it in turn 1. Harry is pushing Pete along here at the minute. Pete's a sitting duck, so I don't think Harry's going to wait till the end of this straight. There's the yellow flag there. Looks like someone is off. Looks like Damo, I would assume. Yeah, Damo's after dropping it. We're on right here now with Harry and Pete. Harry is going for the toe. Pete's going to surely hold that inside line. Harry's on the outside, Pete's on the inside. Harry's carried more speed around down corners there. Pete was very fair there. Pete's going to have to throw with the help him. Some great driving with these guys here. I'm going to jump on with JBR Jones here. He's starting to catch up with Roro. Harry's just pulling away here now, guys. There's not much Harry can do there, really. Other than kind of going to cruise control for a while. Roro's all over the back of Senna, is he? No, he's been quite too off. So this is the closest battle we have with JBR Jones. It looks like Damo is dropping it a few times. He might want to win and put on fresh tyres possibly. Or was that DC actually? DC it was. Ouch. DC is after dropping and putting himself really out of contention with this fight. Where DC dropped it, if you take that carb too tight at all, it will drop you. Or you're going that accelerator that little bit too early, it's going to just totally spin you around. So I do feel bad from there, but it is what it is. Now he's had 2 spins. It's just a matter about finishing there in 5th place, getting those points. Oh, Jones was cut out there by Roro. So what do you guys think? Will Jones get by Roro, or will Roro hold on to his 3rd place? Let us know. Harry now, 2-second advantage. So it looks like Senna and Harry are going to do it again. But this is the interesting one here. Will Roro wait? Or is he just going to try and push on now? He's running that JBR Jones. Burn a lot of fuel trying to get by him now and then come back into it. There's 2 ways of going about this strategically. DC going at a bottom and look at the ammo. Not a bother to him. Well, Jones is definitely closer now. Harry from last to first, down from first to last, unfortunately. And DC from 2nd to 2nd last. Harry with another fastest lap of 1:16.125. Harry is absolutely letting his feet stretch out there now. Good thing for Pete is he's pulling time on Roro. And luckily for Roro, he has a wild JBR Jones right behind him. What a massive pace difference there coming out there. Will Jones go for here or will he wait? To be honest with you, it looks like Jones is going to show his nose down the inside. Who's going to brake later? Quite interesting to see now. Jones seems to have the pace on Roro, but Roro is definitely leaving his car in the right places, and he's getting the traction out when it's needed. So this is going to be quite interesting. This is a great fight between these guys. Next season it's definitely going to be a lot tighter. There's going to be 4 contenders. There's a few other new drivers that make it very interesting here. Roro is doing enough at the minute the way he's positioned this car. I'm sure Jones is getting frustrated because Jones knows he has pace. I think he needs to wait for a different corner. That corner has been good to him so far. This has not been good to him. Harry is absolutely flying over. Nearly 6 seconds ahead now at this stage. Unless he does something drastically bad, he's not being caught today. You can say he hasn't put time into it, but after this race tonight, I definitely think he was sweating on this game a bit this week. So I tell you one thing, even though Jones has dropped off quite a bit, he's coming back, so his one small error hasn't put him completely out of this. He's coming straight back at Roro. I'm sorry guys that I haven't really got to show you that and else, but this is a great little battle here. And this battle here has given Senna much needed breathing space to hold on to that second place, to keep his championship fight alive. Roro needs this third place as well, so it's crucial that Roro keeps this podium position. So it's actually crucial for him. Harry is just cruising again. Can't get out, he's done everything that he's needed to do. Going with Jones here, he's going to be definitely getting a nice toe. Jones needs to try weight though. He just needs to get a good drive through these 2 corners and he'll be much closer on the toe then. Roro got a much better drive out of there. And there's actually pull time on him. Jones takes a much wider line on the entry, and then he obviously tries to carry more speed through. And unfortunately, I think he carried a bit too much and ran wide for himself. So Demo has been lapped now by Harry. Looks like Demo will be lapped soon enough by Senna. And by Roro. So Jones is fairly close to Roro this time around. I don't think he's going to be close enough to do that, and although he's catching him, he's going to put the nose out there. Oh, this is going to be tight here now. Oh, they touched the wheels. Still fighting though, still fighting. Kept it in the lead there, but Jones is all over the back. I don't know why Jones going the inside. I don't think it's going to work for him this time. But he's cutting the grass. That was very optimistic there, unfortunately, by Jones. I hope Roro didn't get any damage there. It looked like he got escaped, luckily away with it. Oh, unlucky for Jones. He should have just held off a little bit and went for it another time there. It's all about choosing your opportunities. He knew he was weak there. He should have waited to lose that a little bit closer, but he's after gaining a lot of time back. This is going to be quite interesting now. Going down the main straight. So it looks like half a second in it with the toe. Is it going to stay that way, or is it going to get closer? Doesn't look like Roro got any damage. Guys are fairly set on pace with each other. Roro's gotten a much better drive out there. JBR Jones is so close now. You have to feel it's only a matter of a few corners before he gets by. He's right all over the back of Roro here. I'm expecting the next straight. Roro got a bit sideways, but luckily into this hard braking corner he can defend like a nice thing. Leave his car in the right spot there and slow down Jones. See, this is where it's going to be tough for Roro. It's literally only half a second if even. And it's all down to how he takes this next corner. If he gets a better exit, he might just have enough of a gap. Oh, this is going to be close here. I think this could be the move coming, guys. If I'm honest, I really feel this is going to be the move coming. Jones is much closer this time. He's going to go for the outside. He has the inside line in here this time. Looks like Jones is going to do it, but Roro is going to be all over the back of him. Roro is literally over the back of him, slingshotting out for the inside line. Roro is going to fall. Oh, the boys touched there now. And Jones is back into the lead. The guys did touch there. Harry is just in a league of his own here tonight, guys. Two tracks that obviously really suit him. He's won the first race with a nice comfortable margin. This time around it's an even more comfortable margin. Who's that after spinning? Damo is unfortunately spinning it around a bit at the minute. Going with Senna for a lap, give him a bit of air time. And then obviously with Harry on his last lap is where we'll go then. So Harry is literally a fair bit down the road now, over 11 seconds, and I'm feeling for the last lap will be over 12 seconds down the road. He's absolutely flying out there. Looks like Jones and Roro's race has kind of stopped now. Good old Damo. Still going. He might be 2 laps down, but he always tries to get the points in. And that's why he's sitting in 4th in the championship, because he always finishes to get those points, which is what matters. So we're going to go with Harry now for the last lap. And it's been a masterclass by Harry today. Pole on the first race, the race win, driver today, fastest lap, and here he has the fastest lap. Obviously with reverse where it starts at the back, and he gets the race win by the looks of it here, assuming he doesn't write it off. Does he get the driver of the day? That'll be a clean sweep of points for Harry. I think that's the second week in a row, if I remember right. That'll be a clean sweep for him. So he's definitely looking very, very good for the championship decider next week, which again is going to be in Zandvoort, and then it's going to be in Japan in the second race, and they're using 2 different 2010 cars as well. So it's all about strategy of which car you use where, as they all have different characteristics. So here we have Harry not about 13 seconds clear of Senna. And we have JBR in third this time round, with Senna going to be in second. Fastest lap on the last lap, a 1:15.6. What a way for him to finish. What a way for him to finish there. That was just a masterclass by Harry tonight, you have to say. Senna, I'm sure, will be glad of that second place, not liking the cars, and Jones will be happy with the third place there. Roro in fourth, so still good consistent points. Roro's not out of this. He just needs to win the next 2 races. He just needs to win the next 2 races, and he still has a chance of winning the championship. There's still an awful lot to play for. I wouldn't be giving up on that just yet. And DC now is coming across the line, but then we're going by the line there now. So that is it, guys. I'm going to try to get Harry and Pete back in, as I know that JBR does not have a mic. And Harry's after getting driver today, so Harry's literally after, yeah, he's dominated this week. I think that's the second week in a row he's dominated from start to finish. So, yeah, that's been quite an interesting one there. So, Harry and Pete are joining in. Just both of you guys, if you don't mind adding in your audio, as per usual. Yep. So we'll start off with the guy who's dominated literally the whole race week, Harry.
Oh, mate.
How was that?
Well, you know.
Pretty much what we said in the last race.
Second the time, picked my points. Got a little bit bum squeaky with Senna. I don't know what the fuck was going on there. Yeah, coming up to it was for T1, wasn't it? I think, or it might have been after that. Either way. Yeah, just kept pushing wide, and I was like, I've got no track left, what are you doing? But no, we both come out of it, so yeah, like, again, just, you know, cleared the lads, got in front of Senna, cleared about, I think 5-second gap, and then just took it easy. Until
the last few laps, then you were banging fast laps again.
Yeah, then I thought, well, I'm already touching the 15s. Might as well see what I can do. It's a similar thing. I got comfortable with the car. Just done it. Yeah, no, it was good. Nice to see Jones on the podium again, which is good.
Yeah, him and Roro had a great battle.
I was watching the timings, to be fair. I was watching them go back and forth. I was like, oh, I want to watch that.
Yeah, it was very tight, the overtake itself, so I'm sure there might be inquiry put in there, but look, it is what it is. It was hard racing. They both touched wheels side by side into a corner. It was just one of those things.
Yeah, I mean, this track's not exactly the widest thing out there. I know me and Roro made contact when we come together. I'm pretty sure me and I'm not sure what happened with DC. It was either DC or Jones I overtook coming up to the first corner, and then there was a yellow flag.
DC was backwards, I seen, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know whether, as far as I know, I didn't make contact with him at that point. Did beforehand, but at that point I didn't. Yeah, so be interesting to see what actually happened. Go back and see it. So
he was just unlucky. He was doing so well. In fairness to him, guys, like he held on to second very well. He was fighting Juppy at the start there. I think he done great. I think he done great defending. He can only improve anyway and get faster. To be quite honest, his racecraft is pretty much there defending. He was holding the lines fairly okay.
Oh yeah, so, yeah. I mean, he didn't make it easy for me to overtake. That's for sure. His signal was letting him down a little bit, but there was only a couple of times which didn't turn out to be too much of an issue. So, but yeah, I mean, yeah, it was good. It was good defending by everyone, to be honest.
Yeah. And
Oh, okay.
for the amateur, Mr. Senna.
Apparently, yeah, DC touched the grass to make him spin. It's just said we didn't have any contact.
He was on the outside.
He touched the grass.
Yeah, because he was on the outside, so that makes
Oh.
sense. Because I was wondering why he was backwards going into the corner.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure I left him more than enough. I know I squeezed him a little bit, but yeah, especially for that 2-1, you want to get to the outside as much as possible and get you right line.
Oh, yeah.
Because that
I think that's where you got
nice.
Senna, wasn't it?
I think it was the corner after. I'm not sure. It might have been T1.
I think you got him around T1 on the outside, and then you
Oh,
were ahead
nice.
of him for T2.
Yeah.
It was actually a very nice move. To
Oh,
be
yeah,
fair,
it'd be
about
good
it.
to watch back because I know, yeah, at one point me and Senna were wheel on wheel. I was like, okay. It was
It was starting to look a bit close, to be
it
honest.
was a bit unsqueaky. I'm not gonna lie, but I know Senna's more than a decent enough driver. He knows that I'm gonna give him the room when he needs it. So yeah, no,
Well,
it
it's
was
his
good.
old age as well. You have to remember he's 40 and he might need glasses or something.
Excuse. But no, it was good. Like I said, I'm feeling pretty confident for next week, so
Yeah.
should be good.
gonna-
I think there'll be
Definitely.
a certain couple of surprises. I have a feeling Roro's going to have a fair amount of pace through there, as will Pete. But yeah, I think some of the guys, if Digital turns up as well, then he'll certainly be another
But see,
one
the
to
thing
watch
about it
out,
is-
I think.
But all these other guys that might show up next week, it's going to be throwing spanners in the works for you, Senna and Roro, because it's literally only 3 of you that can win the championship.
Oh yeah, no, it's certainly going to be an interesting one, that's for sure.
It's definitely you're going into 2010 cars with a crack.
Mm.
While we're talking, Senna, are you there?
Oh, yeah, man.
How was the race for you, man?
Not very good. They managed to go ahead well at the start. See how he was coming up behind, and a downturn into tier 1 because you could see that the car was physically lifted in the air, and I think obviously where it was wheel on wheel. And once he was gone, I couldn't catch him. And there's more Prost than Senna after that. There's no point pushing like an arsehole and dropping it. It was just a case of conserving second, hoping that something goes wrong next week for him.
You'd never wish that, would you?
Well, not much. Did have a dream when I was on holiday that he broke his collarbone and couldn't race, but you know.
I never actually broke anything, to be fair.
No, that's just a dream. He did it in my dream.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I mean, I nearly did. I'm not going to lie. Saturday I nearly come off, and I was like, but luckily I got away with it.
That's brilliant. But yeah, for you then, how did you find the racing with the other guys? It was great racing really for the lot of yous for the start, for the first few, probably the first 6-7 laps maybe, and then it did spread a bit.
Yes, I know sort of like the battle's also behind me, and that where it seemed to be very close between Jones and Roro pretty much the whole race through. Spent a lot of time at the beginning looking behind to see that Harry was in 5th and what had gone on, and probably concentrate more on that than I did what was in front of me. But so it'd be interesting to watch it back to see what happened. But sometimes you can have a shit week, and this is one of them. Second and third just ain't good enough if you're gonna win a championship. It's so we're going to next week and just see what happens.
Like I said, though, Pete, innit? It's Sam Vaught in Japan.
Yeah, thankfully
DNFs
they
are
are.
very common.
Yeah, they
Good
are.
sheet of Zandvoort.
You know, if it rains, it's it's going to be interesting. But there's more.
I'll be doing a
than
little
enough
dance.
chance. Oh dear. But no,
That's grand. What I'm going to do, lads, I'm going to actually stop this stream, but I'm going to turn on another stream for us doing these bits of messing. So congratulations, Harry, for us an absolute
Yeah, well
killer
done,
of
man.
a week there. That was sick, man.
cheers, fellas.
And Senna, well done for getting your eye back in, because it wouldn't have been easy for you with 2 weeks off. Like, 'cause that's 4 races you've missed. Like,
Yeah, it was. Well, it was easier to adjust to this than it was to adjust to the 2021, to be honest. But
stop.
at least the curbs don't kill you in this game.
I'm dreading that tomorrow night. I'm in 2021 tomorrow night. I think it's in Spain as well, which is a track where you can be rightly screwed.
Yeah, that chicane at the end would be nasty.
It's nearly as nasty as you. Nasty. Do I have any classic setups? Fuck it, I don't have any classic setups.
Have you stopped the stream?
No, I'm gonna stop the stream now. Sorry, guys.